Okay guys, welcome to my CSGO strategy book. We're going to talk about city side setups on DE Train. We'll be covering the setup positions, including how many people are outside, the Ivy or the Vines area, Pop Dog or Ladder area, CT connector, and the B site. And we'll be covering the advantages and disadvantages of each setup. So we're going to look at the 2-1-0-1-1 setup. This is two guys outside, one guy at Ivy, one guy in CT con, and one guy on the B site. This is a default setup for holding CT side on train. Let's see what it's good against. This is good against a normal A push from Pop Dog and T-Con. This has two guys who can quickly fight off the A push, a third guy in CT con, and the guy at Ivy who can also help out. A split A this is also good against, as you have three guys who can help out the A push, and then the one guy at Ivy who can help out, pull back, and if needed, the two guys on A can also help out at Ivy. This is also good against an Ivy push, as even though your guy at Ivy will get overrun quite easily, the two guys on A can hold off the Ivy to A push, and the CT con guy can help out as well in the next train if needed. Let's look at some disadvantages. So this is bad against the split and pick, as they can pick your guy up at Ivy quite easily. They can pick your guy up in A, and they can pick your guy at B, leaving you a bit defenseless in some areas. This is also bad against a straight B push, as you only have one guy there, and if they smoke off CT con, then your guy in CT con is completely useless. Alright, now let's have a look at a 1-1-0-1-2 setup. So this is a B heavy setup. One guy outside, one guy at Ivy, one guy at con, and two guys on B. This is usually done if you're having problems holding B and you're not having problems holding outside. Let's look at what this is good against. This is good against a B push. You have two guys who can fend off the B push, and your CT con guy can rotate if needed. If he does get smoked out, you still have two guys on the site to deal with it. This is good against an Ivy push, as you have two guys who can hold the Ivy to A area, and the B guys can then rotate around to hold the Ivy to B area. However, any split from Ivy, this is bad against. Let's have a look at what this is bad against. So a split and pick this is bad against, as your guy on A, Ivy, can be picked quite easily, leaving you completely exposed on the A site, and one guy at B could be picked, but that will still be fine on the B site. This is bad against a straight A push, as you only have two guys on the A site to be able to deal with it. Even if your Ivy guy does help out be able to do it, there's still only three and they can play around in the trains quite easily. This is especially bad against a split A push, as you only have one guy in each area to deal with each push. And they can smoke off Ivy, they can smoke off CT con, making it 3-on-1 if needed. Let's have a look at a 1-1-1-1-1 setup. So this is an aggressive hold. This is one guy at A, one guy at Pop Dog, one guy at Ivy, one guy at CT con, and one guy at B. So let's have a look at what this is good against. This is good against a straight A push. If you have two guys who can hold off the A push, the Ivy guy and the CT con guy can also help out if needed. This is also good against a split A, as you have two guys to hold off the A push itself, one guy to hold off the Ivy. Even if he does get overrun, you should still be able to hold off the A push and then you can refocus on the Ivy push. This is good against a split and pick, as to the terrorists get into positions, you have two guys who can pick them off before they can do that. However, you are exposed at Ivy and at B. Let's have a look at what this is bad against. This is bad against a straight B push, as you only have one guy here to defend it. If they smoke off CT con, your rotation will be too slow. And this is bad against an Ivy push, as your guys on A can't deal with the Ivy push this time, and you only have one guy there to be able to defend it. And they can easily get on the A site, since your guys are playing so aggressive, they can't help out. So now we're going to look at a heavy Ivy setup. So one guy on the A site, two guys at Ivy, one guy at CT con, one guy at B. This usually occurs if you're having problems holding Ivy, and you're not having as much problems holding the T-Con Pop Dog area. So we'll look at some advantages. So this is really good against an Ivy push, as you have two guys there who can hold it off, and your guy on A can also help out if needed. This is also good against a split A push, as you have two guys who can hold off the Ivy push, and then they can refocus on the A push, and you have two guys who can also focus on the A push. If needed, you can have three guys focusing on the A push and one on the Ivy. Let's have a look at some disadvantages. So this is bad against a B push, as you only have one guy at B, and the guy in CT con can be smoked off quite easily, slowing down the rotation. This is bad against a split and pick, as your guy at Ivy can be picked quite easily, and your guys on A can be picked quite easily, and your guy at B can be picked quite easily. So this is very disadvantageous to this strategy. This is also bad against a straight A push, as your Ivy guys can get smoked off quite easily, and same with your CT con guy, leaving a full push onto one guy. Alright, let's have a look at a 1-1-1-0-2 setup. So this is one guy on A, one guy at Ivy, one guy at Pop Dog, and two guys on the B site. This is an aggressive hold with strong B site holds. Good against any kind of B take. Let's have a look at what this is good against. So this is good against a straight A push, as you have two guys here who can be able to defend it quite easily. And your Ivy guy can help out if needed. You should be able to get them before they can get into positions. This is good against a B push, as you have two guys on the B side who can handle this, and your guy in Pop Dog can rotate quickly if needed, through Pop Dog. This is good against a split and pick, as you should be able to get the pick on most of the positions here, at T-Con, at Pop Dog. However, B can be traded, but Ivy can be picked, so be careful there. Let's have a look at what this is bad against. So this is very bad against an Ivy push, if you only have one guy there to deal with it, nobody on the A site to help trade, and nobody near the second Ivy to help out either. And this is bad against a split A for the same reasons. They can easily get control of Ivy. They may lose control of T-Con and Pop Dog, but they can then use Ivy to get onto the site quite easily. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.